Everyone has a ball.
Kevin, don't listen to Steffan and his corrupt rules. And Steffan.
Pacers versus the Mavs, which I believe is also tonight. Oh, goddamn you, Siri. Stop. I've never once called you and actually wanted to talk.
You said Pacers.
Pacers, yeah. There's a no-hitter right now, bottom of the seventh. Oh, never mind. No longer a no-hitter.
Wow! You know it's bad when Kevin's correcting people on their pronunciation of names. You know you're in trouble. You, sir, are god-awful.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. It's time!
And here we go.
Wait. Trubisky sucks.
Hello. Going on, fellas?
What's up?
Finally got our third amigo back.
Amigos.
Trace Amigos. Back in business.
Back in business.
Living more comfortably. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
So, when are you guys moving back?
Hopefully not
Sometime
too...
after the wedding.
After the wedding? Perfect.
You get to live down there a little bit.
You just wanted a place to stay for the wedding, and then you'll
Yeah,
move
just
back.
made it easier.
Yeah. You can do all your planning and everything right there.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I feel that. So, another week. We might know sports. Kevin's question of the week last week. Which do you like more? The chocolate bunny or jelly beans? A little Easter theme going on there. Started off looking bad for Kevin's favorite of the jelly beans.
I got nervous with and that
They made a big comeback. I don't know what it ended up. They may have even won. I don't even know.
Let's find out here.
Because last time I saw it was like 50-50. So
there's still time to vote apparently because I started it on Wednesday, but it ended up being 64-36. So it got close, a lot closer than I initially was shut out. Basically, it was just me.
yeah,
Cory joined me on the jelly bean.
yeah. Cory, I think Gary, Sean.
Yep. So
I don't know what the fuck you guys are all smoking over there, but Cory's not a big chocolate guy though, really.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's got to do something with it because I'm not
Yeah.
either.
I'm a big chocolate guy. I like my chocolate.
You don't like the fruity candies?
I like my chocolate with candy and my women. So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to
Because I like the white chocolate.
Oh man. Oh, do we have a question of the week for this? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. You voted on it too.
I did vote for it. I forget what it was though.
Well, apparently it's reached 44
No, I remember
people.
now. It was the NFL.
Yep.
What are you looking forward, or what do you look forward to more? The release of the schedule or the NFL draft?
Early on, I was actually surprised. I thought I was going to be alone with this. And then I saw Steffan join me
Yeah.
with the NFL schedule. But I shared it on my personal page, and it got more votes, and a lot of people are going draft now. So it's 60-40, so 6-4, because we only have 10 votes. But 6-4.
Hello. I don't know what that beep was from.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like the draft and all, but I think I just get more excited for the schedule because I like to go to games, so I like to see what games I can possibly go to, and I just like to see what matchups we got to look forward to and all that good stuff. I don't really give a fuck. My Eagles aren't usually at the top of the draft, and when they are, they hit home runs. So, you know. I mean, you guys agree, so it's all good.
Sure.
Who was their home run before Wentz?
Donovan McNabb. What do you mean?
Yeah, we were just going over this before the show. Come on. We just went over this before the show, Donovan McNabb. Come on.
Come on, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, I like probably the first round, second, and third round on Friday. I watch a little bit maybe, but then when it gets to like fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, I just kind of tune out at that point.
I only watched the first two.
Yeah.
After that, if the Bengals drafted someone in the third round or later that pans out, I mean, I'm happy. But I don't care.
All right.
There's
some
no
people
name that I know. I'm not into the college football to know everybody like that.
Yeah. There's some people, no names mentioned, Gary, that like to read about every recruit that, you know, their team might be looking into, and then, you know, whatever recruit their team's looking into is like the greatest player ever that's ever come into the organization. So somehow that never pans out into getting wins in the year, but
Well,
I guess you gotta have something to look forward to, right?
Buffalo had that fluke year 2 years ago. They're still happy about that.
I think
this is their year. They got weapons around Josh Allen now, apparently.
The 1 year I was concerned about Tampa Bay picking, it was more concerned of who they were thinking of versus who they were actually going to take. And it was the year of Johnny Manziel. I did not want him on the team.
Yeah, rightfully so.
You were okay when they were going to take Winston?
I kind of saw the writing on the wall, him being from Florida State and everything. I wasn't okay with it.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be like, there was like very slim margin for him actually of working out. So,
Well, I wasn't sure if you were like hoping maybe they had a change of heart and took Mariota.
I mean, I wasn't too sold on him either. So that
Well,
was,
neither one have been stellar.
yeah. So, luckily they've held true to their word.
I feel like Mariota, if he stayed healthy, he would be the
Right.
better out of the group.
I think Tennessee's even ready to start to move on, though, with taking Tannehill.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I think they know they got a fragile quarterback.
Yeah, well, the Eagles have a fragile quarterback too, but they don't give a fuck.
No,
Get
they
rid
can
of them
still
all.
win Super Bowls, apparently.
Well, they get rid of their backup plans. So.
Yeah.
Listen, they still got backup. Okay, they got Chase Sudfeld. It's good.
Sedfeld.
You don't even know. You don't even know. Wait till you see.
Do we
Wait till
play
you
each
find
other? I don't have to worry about
Wait,
it.
is this Steffan or is this Gary?
All right, let me take off the mask. It's really good.
I can't see you. Your screen went blank for a minute there.
Every player on the team is solid right now.
Yeah, every single one of them.
We don't have issues. What are you talking about?
No issues.
Sean
But yeah,
Johnson.
no, the draft is coming up Thursday. Schedule was released, last week, right?
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little, I guess, I think I have one of the few fan bases that has the right to complain about what's going on with their schedule. Because Tampa doesn't see their actual home field from September 22nd to November 10th. They play on the road or in London. So I know the Eagles have like a 3-game road stretch on the road.
Yeah.
And they're not the only ones. I think the other team was Oakland. Oakland was the other NFL team. A lot of people were like, well, we don't see. There are 7 weeks. So they play on the road 2 games, play in London, have the bye week, and then play more on the road.
I was reading something about the Eagles schedule. They have like They got like screwed big time. They're playing. I think they're playing like 3 teams coming off their bye week or something like that. So there's like 3 teams that get like 2 weeks basically to prepare against them.
Well, I got good news for the Bengals. I predict going 0-6 right out the gate.
Great.
Oh, did you guys get that sheet I started?
No, I couldn't find it.
All right. Well, I sent it to your email. I
was looking on the sheets and I didn't, because it should be. It's like in the NBA or the Google Sheets, right?
Yeah, I sent it to your Steffan Saxby 1 email.
Yeah,
account.
that's the one that I always use, but something popped up, but it like didn't or something. Let me see.
I forgot about that.
The 2019 NFL predictions, right?
Yeah. So I figured
I clicked on it.
I figure we'd keep the preseason with the regular season picks, so we'll do the same thing as we did before, where we predict all 17 weeks, and then as we go, we'll do the week of picks too. So obviously week 1's probably going to be the same as preseason as week of, and then go from there. Here, I can share. Share the screen.
No, I've got it now. I see it.
Okay.
So we're just picking. We're not doing like what we did before, or we are doing what we did before. Or is it?
It's the same, only it's going to be in week by week instead of that giant Excel sheet that we used to have.
Right.
So
you just are you still working on it? Then I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm only on week 3.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got that much done. I'm not gonna lie.
So we're gonna do this whole big thing prediction before the season starts. Then we'll do our weekly thing that we normally do.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I lied. I got the Bengals going 0-4.
I will
Come on.
say
They're at Seattle.
That's a win.
Yeah,
that's an L.
That was something because it came up when Stefan and I were still talking to each other after last week, and I go, "Ooh, Cory's not going to be happy with that first game."
Wow, you guys can't beat the Bills? Oh my god, dude.
At Buffalo, probably not. San Fran visiting us, they'll probably beat us. At Pitt, that's a L. And then we get Arizona at home. We should take that.
That should be a win, I would hope.
And then at Baltimore, that's probably an L. Probably going 1-5 right out the gate.
I don't know. I usually get.
It's a rebuild year for you, anyways. Don't worry.
Not worried.
We'll see who you get as a quarterback.
Haskins with the 11th pick.
It's possible.
I heard the Giants don't want him anymore.
Yeah, not at 6 anyway.
Nope. I really think the Bengals, they have him number 1 on their draft board. I think if he's there, they pull the trigger.
What if Kyler Murray?
I think what? There's like one other team. Who's at number 10? Do you know?
I mean, look at
it. Miami?
Oh, I think that's the other team they were talking about might take him.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah. If Dolphins don't take him, though, then yeah, I would imagine Bengals would. Anyways, let's before we get to the draft stuff, let's talk more about this schedule.
Looking at the Eagles' schedule, I mean, you open up against a division rival, the Redskins. That's going to be a good judge of where the Redskins are at, I think, more than the Eagles. I'm probably going to be picking the Eagles in that game. Just based off of
Redskins are kind of a hot mess right now.
No one knows what's going on with their quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Packers Bears should be a good first game of the season.
Yep.
Pitt at New England to start things off, huh?
Oh, that'll be a good one. Well, we'll see what
Will it?
Steelers
I don't
have.
know what Pitt is.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was just saying. Like it should have been a good game, but I don't know if it will be really.
I think the Monday night games are kind of interesting because the Texans last year, a lot of us were high on them, and by a lot of us, I probably just mean me, were high on Houston. I know Cory jumped off of it last year, but against the Saints, that's a tough first game, and I guess we'll see who they are right away. And then Broncos Raiders. Are we making a Raiders bet this year?
Let's wait till a little closer.
We'll do 6-10 this year.
Let me see who they take with their first few picks.
Yeah.
They have 4 first-round picks, right? So I mean,
something like that.
I still can't get over that fact. I think they had 15 sacks all year as a team. The next closest were two teams tied at 30. Not to mention however many Mac had.
I have a good idea of who they're going to take, but things get tricky. And now we're back on the draft, but
well, it kind of relates with one another. I think that's
things
why the
get tricky. I think
too.
If Arizona doesn't take Kyler Murray, then I think teams are going to start doing things they wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Bosa is considered the best in the draft.
And if I was Arizona, I'd pull it. What do you need a quarterback for?
You need a lot more than just a quarterback. And there's no guarantee about Kyler Murray. Although
Rosen has nothing to work with. Give him a little bit.
Atlanta's got the second pick in the draft, so
Atlanta does?
Do they, or is this alphabetically? Oh, it's alphabetically. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
That's weird.
The Niners have the second pick in the draft.
San Fran, yeah. So, man, the way San Francisco has been going on defense too, that would be interesting if Arizona takes Kyler Murray. Here, I guess we're just gonna have NFL draft talk now. We'll talk about the schedule too. But I mean, if Nick Bosa on that defense, I know Quan Alexander is still coming back from that injury, but still, who else did they sign?
Well, they have DeForest Buckner, who already had a good year as their defensive end. They're really just trying to pair him with somebody, give him another monster. And then they did get a tackle to fill in the gap, but I don't know who it is.
Man, I'm just playing scenarios off in my head, and if Arizona doesn't take Kyler Murray, he's not going to get taken by.
I think Oakland will.
Oakland would be the team that would gobble him up, and then I'd be mad because it was this close to having Kyler Murray, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's why I said things get interesting if Arizona doesn't, because Oakland with Kyler Murray, and I know Gruden's very, very high on him, would be interesting. I mean, Gruden may do something crazy in the draft and try to take that number one pick.
Who knows? With all those draft picks, here's 4 for your number 1.
Yeah.
Why not?
I heard Vegas has the over-under for the next quarterback taken at 11.5, which means Vegas doesn't think too much of the quarterbacks.
No.
Yeah, I don't see this as like
Haskins and Drew Lock are at dead even, I guess, on most people's draft charts now. So there's not even a clear number 2.
Plus, if you can trade down so you don't have to pay him as much. I mean, you got I don't know. Overall, Haskins is projected by ESPN at 12. I don't know. I'm not sold on him. I wouldn't feel comfortable if Tampa Bay drafted him that high.
I hope since he pulls the trigger on him, I want him.
Wow.
I don't think he's going to be there.
I don't either.
Unless there's always that possibility that maybe the Bengals, if they really are that sold on him, they might trade up to get him.
I think one of the reasons that may happen is that our new coach, being the quarterback coach, may want to. I'm hearing he's trying to move on from Dalton and get his own in and do his own thing. So I could see, if he's sold on Haskins, I could see him doing something wild to get it, to prove that he can win with his guy. But we'll see. He also could just think maybe he can fix Dalton because he's already got something average.
Well, I mean, he was better than average at one point, right?
Making the playoffs 6 years in a row. I mean, I'm hard on the guy. That's still good. But
Yeah.
That's 6 more.
It's just
playoffs
disappointing
than
that he couldn't get a
Jameis
win.
Winston.
And the one year I thought we were going to get a win, he breaks his finger, and then McCarron comes in and almost gets a win.
I think the one year that I think about the most for the Bengals is the year that they looked so good with Carson Palmer, and then he went down like what, the first playoff game?
The very first play of the game.
Yeah.
The first play of the game was a 90-yard touchdown pass to Hushmanzada, but he got hit in the knee at the same time, and that was the end of Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
As a superstar.
Yeah. That will always be my just what I think of when I think of the Bengals, I think. Just how close they were to greatness, and then it all was taken away.
Yep.
All we really are is dust in the wind.
But luckily they still have a super fan. One.
I don't know.
One.
Maybe. We'll see what happens after this year. You might be riding that Tar Heel.
Yeah, I may have to switch to the Bears.
Yeah, I figured you
Trubisky
would.
being the Tar Heel. Might have to.
I mean, you could go to Carolina. It's a little closer.
I mean, Cam Newton is.
Yeah, why don't you just? Yeah, there you go. Just be a Carolina fan. Fuck it.
Not much would have to change.
I'm good. The Bengals, I was legit a fan of when I was 5 years old. I can't switch.
So how about the NFL going all in on the Browns this year?
How many primetime games?
As far as what?
I thought it was like 5 primetime games or some shit like that. Like,
they're all on the road though, so they don't want to go to Cleveland, but they want Cleveland to come. I think I remember that.
They got a Monday night game week 2.
Do we all think Cleveland's taking that division?
I mean,
The only one that can challenge them probably is Baltimore.
yeah, that's what I was
That's
just
how
thinking.
I feel. Although, was Antonio Brown really a problem? And now there's like a relief off of everybody, and the Steelers just take off. Their defense is not bad. And
No, they got a home primetime game. 3 Sunday night
Oh,
against the Rams.
well, they had to bring LA into this, of course.
I don't know, but I mean, obviously they played without Le'Veon Bell last year. They made the playoffs, right? Still,
No, they just missed it because
Just missed
Juju
it.
fumbled against the Saints, the thing that
Right.
Antonio Brown likes to bring up.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
exciting. Bengals versus Steelers, week 4, Monday night.
Yeah, at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not going to go to Cincinnati Monday night. Who wants that?
Eagles at Packers Thursday night. Both of us got primetime games that week. Not the Bucks, but you guys got a big game too against the Rams.
Mm-hmm. Tampa's got that stupid flex game later in December that's going to annoy the crap out of me until they finally set it. They could play on Saturday, but
I was just thinking,
it's a flex game, so if the NFL chooses, it'll play on Sunday.
Wow, Browns have 2 Monday night games in the first 5 weeks. 2 Monday night games and a Sunday night game.
jeez.
I don't even
Actually,
know.
I think that's what it was. They went like all in on them in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Everyone's
They
gonna
have
wanna
no
watch.
primetime games because if they end up being a fucking dud and they just go back to being the Browns, nobody's gonna want to see those in the fucking later in the season. So
Yeah,
everybody's gonna be hyped up about them in the beginning because you don't know what they're gonna be.
that second Monday night is a risky one because it's at the 49ers. So
Yeah.
I hope Jimmy G's back and like back to his old self.
Right. I know. I want to see the Jimmy G that ended that year when he got traded.
Right.
here's a question for you guys. What I don't even know yet. I gotta pull up Tampa Bay schedule again. But what game are you interested in seeing your team play?
Let me look.
That's what you're asking.
Yeah. I would probably say early on it's gonna be for me. I feel like I don't like the fact that they're playing the first Thursday night game. Second Thursday night game. I feel like, especially against Carolina, a division foe, they always suck on Thursday, so I'm not looking forward to that one. I think the one that's going to set me is the week 3 against the Giants, because if they can't beat the Giants, it's going to be a long season for me.
I mean, maybe the Giants are new and improved. I don't know.
Same.
It's at the Giants?
No, it's in Tampa.
Yeah, you guys should. I would probably pick you to win that.
But I think that's the one where I'm going to be like, all right, my season's over. Have a good football season, guys.
Well, like Steffan was saying, that's kind of how it is with the Bengals. If the Bengals go into Buffalo week 3 and just get annihilated, it's not going to be a good year.
It's week 3, the week where Cory and I are like, our teams are
We're
screwed.
done. Yeah. Because I'm kind of pissed we start off our season with the NFC. We have to go at Seattle and then play San Fran. We get 2 of those NFC West teams out of the way week 1 and 2.
Well, Tampa's first 6 games is San Fran, at Carolina, against the Giants at home, and then it's at the Rams, at the Saints, and then in London. If we scrape by with 2 wins out of those, I will be thrilled if I get anything more.
Well, that's how I'm kind of feeling about the first half of my season.
I just looked at that. I didn't even realize it was just like that.
We have at Seattle, then San Fran, Buffalo, Pitt. Arizona sucks. Then at Baltimore, then Jacksonville, and the Rams, all in the first half. But then listen to the second half. We get Baltimore at home, Oakland, Pitt, who's not that good this year, the Jets, Cleveland, New England, Miami, Cleveland. Should be able to turn it around a little bit. First half sucks.
Yeah, I'm not too upset about the second half. Got at Tennessee, at Seattle, and then it's at home versus the Cardinals, Saints. Division foes, can't avoid them. Plus Falcons. And then we have Jacksonville in Jacksonville, so that's like a home game because it's Florida. Colts, that one kind of scares me. Detroit doesn't really. Houston, as I mentioned earlier, that's their second to last game, and then who knows? It could be controlling their own destiny with Atlanta, and however they finish with that one. I do like that. I think most teams are finishing against a division opponent. I think that should always happen.
Well, everyone does, right?
Not every year, though. I remember a couple of years Tampa Bay didn't, but...
Okay. Yeah, because we end with Cleveland at home, which is nice.
Yeah, I think the NFL has started to adopt that style because they know it usually comes down to a playoff race. They usually get lucky. Like with the Pittsburgh game. Or Cincinnati 2 years ago. I remember that one with the Bills. Who did the Bills beat? It was a wild card game. So
Cincinnati that one year beat the Bills to somehow give Baltimore the Bills. I can't remember who it was, a chance to get in. Oh, it was they beat Baltimore.
Oh,
yeah.
So
Bills
that made the Bills get in.
Yeah.
Because all the Bills fans donated money to whoever's charity.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward. I mean, the Eagles, they've got Green Bay week 4. If Green Bay's any good this year. At Green Bay, so that's always tough. And then probably coming off their bye week in week 11 versus New England. Obviously, that'll kind of see if they're having a decent year, and if they play New England and get blown out by New England, then they obviously aren't going to be any good come playoff time. And then the last 4 weeks are all division games, so that'll be a nice little stretch there, I guess.
Oh wow, you got the Giants
Well,
all December. You start.
Probably decide who wins the division that stretch right there.
Wow, you got 4 straight division opponents
Yeah.
to end the season.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Who
I saw
do you-
that. I was like, what the fuck are they even doing right here?
You've got 14 weeks between the Redskins, and then 9 weeks between Dallas, and then just like 2 games in between Giants
Yeah.
games. Nice.
What's your guys' bye week?
Week 10.
What's yours, Kevin?
Week 7, I think. It's the week after the second Carolina. Yeah, that was the thing that also made me mad is we play Carolina both games before we even play Atlanta. And then it's not as bad as Steffan's Eagles, but we play Atlanta week 12 and then week 17. Oh, that was the other thing. Both Carolina games are also on NFL only network. I don't get NFL Network. How am I supposed to watch this game?
I thought they weren't even doing that anymore. I thought that. What are they?
I thought CBS had like a right shared to those now.
No, Fox has the rights to Thursday, but they only broadcast like 12 of them, I think.
Okay.
It's annoying. And it doesn't start until like week 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also it's not only not broadcast on Fox, it's also not broadcast on Yahoo, who's got the digital. It's like, wait, I can't win. It's okay as long as Dish doesn't have any disputes. I have a way of watching the game. It's just going to be annoying. Otherwise, I might just have to. Find a special link that's not illegal. Wink. To watch the game. I think I might do that instead this year and just cancel game Sunday ticket, I should say. Although YouTube TV's pissing me off, I might just sign up for DirecTV.
YouTube TV is?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I like it, but they're jacking up the prices to $60 a month now
Jesus.
because they added Discovery and TLC and all that. So.
So now it's not even really any cheaper than regular cable.
And I
It's
had
like, oh, everybody hooked. Now we'll just jack it up. Okay.
Now we're gonna give you some more channels you wanted and charge you even more.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it goes into effect in 15 days, suckers. I think I
gotta check out Hulu because it says like Hulu has live sports. I don't know like what they have for live.
Hulu Live. It's okay. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it mainly because of the buffering issues. It like would get stuck in a buffer sometimes, and I'd have to restart the app, and it was just annoying. Where as soon as I signed up for YouTube's free trial, I like never had any of the same issues. I had unlimited DVR. I was like, all right, bye Hulu, click.
I've had issues with ESPN Plus on that buffering too.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. Well, I know we didn't talk about the UFC fights, but I heard they had a lot of issues with the pay-per-views for the first pay-per-view fight too for UFC. So,
well, that pay-per-view sucked anyways. How many decisions was it?
Too many.
I don't know.
4 out of the 5 fights.
It wasn't a bad pay-per-view though. I watched fights after I discovered this cool way to watch it that was legal. Wink. And I shared the link with you guys, so you're just as guilty. You're guilty by association. The last 2 fights were epic, though, and even though they went to decision, I think both of them did.
Yeah, Poirier won by, or Poirier, however you say it, won by decision, and so did Adesanya or whatever.
Yeah, they were both that second. What was it? What fight was it?
Holloway.
Yeah, the Holloway. That was okay. Holloway was just outclassed. I think he was.
Well, they're saying the Adesanya fight is like, and Gastelum is a classic.
Yeah, that was a good one because that was just like a punch or two away from going in the Gaslam's favor for knockout. Like he had I don't know if you saw his face, but it was pretty like he couldn't really see out of one of his eyes after the fight.
Yeah.
But I definitely thought it was the right victory. And then the one I was texting Steffan that night, and I said he almost had the knockout in the second for Roundtree. The guy got knocked down 4 different times, and like if Roundtree had gone after him, he would have easily knocked him out, but he just didn't follow him to the ground. But he was like, I think his eyes rolled in the back of his head twice. I'm surprised it was like he's not stopping it. Like, yeah, it was a good card. I liked it. It was boring, like you said, because it went to 4 decisions. But the Grant fight, was that the one I'm thinking of? I didn't catch the St. Peru fight. I didn't watch that one. But no,
Grant versus Joban.
It was the Anders fight I was thinking of. That one was a great watch too. Just for the fact that, like I said, he got knocked down a bunch of times, but he kept going in at it and just was getting outclassed by Roundtree. I was actually surprised. I thought Anders was going to get it. But Roundtree apparently shows that I think he's training in Thailand. They kick pretty hard in Thailand, so that's what we learned from those fights. Quick UFC 236 recap that we didn't do.
I want to wait from the decisions for the next one.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Ben. You got another 2 points. Congratulations. You're up to 5.
Well, Steffan called it. Didn't you set the over-under at 2?
I did.
He did. He was like, I will book that he won't get 2 or more points.
I did book
that. I think
that.
you booked he wouldn't get more than 2.
Yeah.
Because you said 1, you were pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's just it's all in his head right now.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched it, Corey. I know Steffan watched parts of it. I told Steffan last week, I was like, this must be what it's like to interview Donald Trump, where you have no control over the interview at all.
Oh, when you interviewed Ben?
Yeah. It was just like every time I'd bring up something, he's like, oh, what about... And I think I asked him about the Anders fight. I was like, oh, let's talk about Eric Anders versus Roundtree. And he goes, well, let's talk about Dillashaw testing for EPO. I was like, whoa, let's stick to the card. Then we can talk about that. But yes, I was pretty happy to hear about that. You ever want to see me get frazzled, just watch me during that interview, because it's like
just hard to keep him on track.
Well, like I said, he's got to be bumming because he's not even shooting for the lead anymore. He's just got to try to beat Steffan.
I don't even think he's going to do that. I might book it.
Book
at this
it.
point.
This early? Oh, I gotta write this week's book it, huh? I just realized that. Well.
Well, we can talk some NBA, and then you can not talk NBA.
Did you?
Like usual.
You aren't doing your thing anymore for the playoffs, right?
No.
Not the this or that. No.
Oh, this or that too. Yeah, why didn't you do this or that?
Because it's playoffs time. That's a regular season type deal.
Yeah, he's done with it.
I got too much going on with NBA 1 and done. I got to do all that, even though I don't have to do as much of it.
Hasn't Corey been filling it?
I've been filling it out lately, though.
Right.
Yeah, I only did for like two games.
And I have to plug all the names in. Corey doesn't do that part for me.
Fair enough.
He just likes to put in the scores.
Yeah. I don't like to look up who actually picked it. I don't want to be responsible for getting that wrong.
But yeah, so let's talk some NBA playoffs here. Bucks Pistons series over. First time the Bucks have advanced since 2001. Do you remember who was on that team?
Was that the Ray Allen team?
That was my boy Ray Allen. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to the Sixers with Allen Iverson, the other Allen. probably the better Allen.
I don't know if it's a probably at this point.
I mean, at least one Allen has a championship, the other Allen doesn't. So got that going for him.
That's factual.
And it is about championships, right? That defines your legacy. Thought we all agreed on that.
I think we all disagreed on that.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with that, but I feel like a lot of other people argue that. So
I think it becomes an argument when convenient.
yeah, to make your point, basically.
Yes.
One way or the
It's
other.
very hard to argue certain players over others until you get to championships.
Right.
But then, like they say, if you talk championships, how come nobody has Bill Russell number one? If it was just championships, he'd be number one.
Yeah. Obviously.
It'd be no debate.
I mean, could still debate LeBron in there, but we won't get into that.
Okay, let's move
on. So yeah, Bucks swept the Pistons. Pistons wasn't even really the Pistons because they didn't have Blake Griffin for 2 games. And then he came back and actually played halfway decent for the other 2 games, but I think he was still kind of hobbled. Coming off a little knee injury, I think he had. But yeah, I mean, Bucks will be playing against.
Hey.
No, they're playing the Celtics, right?
Yes. I do want to add one note to that whole Bucks win, though.
What's that?
Do you know who the number 1 artist was when they last won their playoff series?
2001?
Yeah.
Ja Rule. Ja Rule.
Nope. Is this ringing any bells?
311?
Nope.
Matchbox 20?
No. Cory, you
Oh.
know this.
Really bad.
He was on Big Brother.
Oh.
Oh, cut it off before we get kicked off. Man.
Too late. Sorry.
It's the McGrath dude or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
What band is that, though? Smashmouth?
No.
Soundgarden?
You have the first letter right.
Smashing Pumpkins?
No.
No.
You're going the wrong way.
Sublime.
All right, it was Sugar Ray.
It was starting to get embarrassing, wasn't it?
I know never to play trivia with you guys. Jesus.
No.
Let me explain this to you real quick. I've played this game before with other friends and try to guess that band. I know the music. I know I've heard the song, but I am awful at naming who is singing or whose song it is. That's just not me. It's not my game.
If it's not hip hop related, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not Cardi B, I don't know. Go to hip hop. Anywho, moving on to the
Steffan
Raptors.
just made my yikes number 5 again.
Damn it, Steffan beat me. Damn it. I always wanted to make the yikes.
Moving on to the Raptors and Magic. Magic stole that game 1, and that was about the only Magic they've had this series. Raptors have won the last 3, I believe. Correct, Cory?
Correct.
And I think they're playing tonight.
That I'm sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but that Siakam kid has played an awesome series.
Yeah. I'm holding out on using him. I definitely plan on using him at some point, though. Probably next series. Because there's no way they're making it to the finals.
They aren't beating Boston.
No, they're gonna have to play. They won't play Boston.
They have to play the Bucks.
Bucks and Boston are playing because it's the 4-5 has to play the 1 seed.
So you don't like Toronto over Philly?
If it's Philly, I'm saying they're not going to make it to the finals. I didn't say the Eastern Conference Finals. I just said they're not going to make it to the finals. So I don't care if I lose him. I mean, there's still other players in the Raptors I can use. See what I'm saying?
Got it.
They could probably beat Might be able to beat the Sixers. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I think Raptors will probably close it out tonight. If they're playing tonight, I'm pretty sure they're playing tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, they're playing tonight.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, Raptors have looked really good, minus game one. I think game one, Kyle Lowry had 0 points. So that wasn't a good showing for him. I think he's played much better since then. Kawhi Leonard's looked like a stud. Magic, I don't really know what they can do differently.
Aaron Gordon's definitely their best player, but he's inconsistent.
Right. And they had some other guy, Fournier, I think.
Yep. And
that was playing really good in the regular season. He's kind of been non-existent in the playoffs.
TJ Augustine stepped up that game one.
Yeah.
That's how they won. Yeah.
Right. So I think that series is pretty much over. I don't really see them. Because I mean, what they're back in Toronto, right? So yeah, I don't see that.
I think the next series is over too. You got the Nets at
76ers and Nets. 76ers are up 3-1 in that series. Nets stole one game in Philly though, right? Didn't they? They lost both games in Brooklyn.
Game one. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So
D'Angelo Russell went off game one.
He's been pretty solid all series. He's been probably about the only one that's been pretty solid all series. It's been a very
Lakers are kicking themselves for getting rid of him.
Possibly. I mean,
because they didn't need him or didn't need to get rid of him to get LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, they could have had him instead of Lonzo. Lonzo's obviously, I don't know.
We don't know what he is really.
Right.
D'Angelo.
It's been a very chippy series, though. A couple scuffles.
Couple ejections.
Should be interesting to see how this one finishes off. I mean, I think the Nets are like that surprise team, I feel like, this year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they won tonight, but at the same time, I mean, the Sixers are the better team. So I think the Sixers will close it out. If they don't close it out tonight, maybe they'll close it out in Brooklyn, because clearly Brooklyn can't win in Brooklyn. So
yeah.
Hey, out of curiosity, not to change sports on you guys, but did you guys realize that Nashville lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all lost our champion.
Yeah, I'm done with hockey. I don't even want to talk about it.
I know. Just pretend like we didn't even pick. It's like, just scratch that whole idea that we had. Holy shit. None of us got our champions out of the first round. Like, that's insane.
We aren't very good at hockey.
We're awful at hockey.
To be fair, even the experts had, like, San Jose, like, going all the way, and they're on the edge of elimination versus Tampa Bay, so... I mean... Yeah, so we'll just not give that thumb out this year. I just started looking at it for a book it topic, and I was just like, oh, well, can't do that.
Then you got the series of the playoffs, probably, Steffan. Spurs Nuggets tied 2-2.
Well, can we stay with the East here? Let's finish off the East. Celtics Pacers. Celtics swept the Pacers.
I was going on games that are actually happening. Sorry.
Oh. I'm going off if you went to the notes. That's what I was just going down there. Celtics swept the Pacers. Pacers were missing Victor Oladipo. But I mean, they gave some good fights. But I think the Celtics are just. Hopefully, Celtics keep it going. It's going to be tough. Cause I'm. Let me just double check. I'm 95% sure that they play the Bucks next.
They're a 4, I think.
Yeah. That was the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
So they would be playing them, right?
Honestly, hats off to the Pacers for getting to the 5 seed.
How long was Oladipo out for? Do you
A
know?
long time.
Was he?
Half the season. Everyone just wrote them off like they were
Yeah.
done. Miles Turner had maybe the highlight of the playoffs. He had a nasty dunk.
Yeah. I mean, I like him a lot. Obviously, Sabonis.
Bogdanovich, even though he's an older player, he came in just a couple years ago as a Euro rookie, so he came in at like 26, 27.
Right.
He's a good player.
Yeah. He came from Brooklyn, right? Wasn't he in Brooklyn?
Yeah. Good shooter.
Yeah, very good shooter. I remember he was doing well in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was their sixth man off the bench in Brooklyn, and he's proven to be a lot more than that.
Right. Yeah, I think the Pacers have a good, solid core there, at least to compete in the East.
I feel like they're a point guard away
Yeah.
of really competing.
So you're saying like Victor Oladipo played shooting guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know who was even playing point for them.
I don't either, off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
That's why I think they're a point guard away.
But yeah, that wasn't really much of a series. So I think the Bucks Celtics series should be good.
Darren Collison.
Oh, that's right. He's decent. He's good.
Their team is Thaddeus Young, Bogdanovich, Turner, and then it'd be Collison and Oladipo, but Wes Matthews had to step in.
Ah, yeah. All right, now we can go to the West. Warriors, Clippers. Clippers, still game one? Haven't won since.
Yeah. I mean,
Or no, did they still? No, they still game two.
game two,
All right.
where they came
Game
back
two.
from.
From 31 down.
Yeah. Clippers have no chance. Bye-bye, Clippers. We don't even need to talk about them.
Don't even need to talk about it.
That's why the talk is Durant leaving, not the
Yeah,
Clippers.
I know. But yeah, moving on to the game of the series for sure. Nuggets Spurs.
In Denver tonight.
Which in reality shouldn't be the game of the series. I mean, it's a 2-7. You would think that the 2 seed should handle them easily, but it is the experienced Greg Popovich and some experienced players, but it's a relatively younger Spurs team.
Well, they have LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan.
And how about Derek White? I didn't even know where he came from, and I had to look him up. And that dude's been balling out in the playoffs. And I think he came from a Division II school or something.
Yeah, I don't even know anything about him.
Yeah. And he was he had 20 something points the first half the other night, and I was like, who is this guy? But he seems to be coming on, could be a big part of the Spurs' future. But yeah, I feel like the Spurs have gotten quite a bit younger. They still have Aldridge, who's not quite as young. I'm not sure. He's got to be in his 30s by now, right?
Yeah, I think he's our age, honestly.
Yeah.
He was born in 85. He's 33.
But other than that, I mean, I feel like the rest of their team is pretty young.
How young's DeRozan now? Is he getting into his later 20s? Yeah,
he's got to be later 20s, maybe early
29.
29. Yeah. So, I mean, he's starting to get up there, but still definitely in his prime years.
Yeah, he's still in his prime. Really, Aldridge is. He's just on his last year of it.
Yeah, he's tail end of his prime.
Yeah.
Nuggets obviously was the newcomer to the top dogs of the West. I'm pretty sure I said it to you. I wasn't a big believer in them.
Neither one of us were.
I mean, they definitely have good players. Jokic is an all-star for sure.
Jamal Murray stepped up this year.
Jamal Murray's been really good.
Gary Harris, when healthy, is good.
Yep.
Paul Millsap, we all know, is good. He's
Yep.
been an all-star. I don't know much about Craig there. They're small forward, but Torrey Craig out of South Carolina upstate.
Yeah, nope. I don't know much about him at all. I mean, I follow South Carolina upstate here and there, but
I'll start following them much more now.
yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to put him right on my favorite teams list.
I'll probably go to their home games.
Oh, I hope so. Send me some gear.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that series has the possibility to go 7 games. I feel like that might be the only one to go 7. I mean, it's at least going to go 6, so that's nice. Blazers Thunder. Dame Dalla has been balling out consistently every game. I just don't feel like there's any way to stop him, at least with the Thunder.
I don't know. That's one of my yikes segments, so I'm not going to talk too much on
All
it.
right. Okay, so they're up 3-1, playing game 5 tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the Thunder steal this game, because I need to use Paul George still. Moving on to the Rockets Jazz, who could have closed it out last night. The Rockets, that is. But the Jazz, I don't know if they found out a way to stop the Rockets in the fourth quarter, or if the Rockets just got cold as balls.
You guys, sorry.
What happened?
I can see his screen.
Yeah, I see everything now. Got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Wow, there's like multiple of us. Why do you have so many of us?
Well, this one's Facebook.
What's going on?
This is your actual. This is just the control center. Although now that I did that, I can hear myself, so I don't know
Same.
if I like.
Yeah, damn it, ruined it, man.
Here, I'll stop sharing.
But yeah, so Jazz, Rockets scored 12 points in the fourth quarter last night. Ended up losing. I don't know. I mean, I don't like to jump to conclusions here, but James Harden does notoriously disappear in big moments.
Yeah, but he shot 6 of 12 from 3 and had 30 points last night.
But what did he do in the fourth quarter?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's when he needed to be there. Was in the fourth quarter, and he wasn't.
And that's when Donovan Mitchell scored 14 points in the fourth.
But if James Harden had counteracted that, it would have been fine. It would have been good.
I'm more complimenting Donovan Mitchell. He has that killer in him. He has that killer instinct.
Right. He hasn't really shown up much this playoff series.
Not really this season. It's been a down season for him in general.
Well, what's this, his second year?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all got hot on him last year because he was balling out. Now, maybe he really isn't as good as we all thought he was. I don't know. Maybe this is the real Donovan Mitchell.
For the regular season, he averaged 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty good still. I'll take it.
Yeah. But for the playoffs, he definitely isn't averaging 24.
No. Oh, damn it. I got rid of it. I should have left that up. I could have seen what he was doing. But yeah, he's probably not averaging.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
But in all honesty, when you're playing Utah, who do you really have to worry about besides him as an offensive threat?
Right. Rudy Gobert is more defensive.
You can just double him.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'd like to, say that the Rockets can compete with the Warriors next round. But, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be business as usual. I might go 6 games, 7 games, but eventually James Harden's going to be non-existent. I heard somebody say on ESPN today that James Harden is basically the Peyton Manning of the NBA.
A regular season stud.
Regular season stud, but can't fucking pull it off when it comes to the playoffs.
So in the postseason, Donovan Mitchell is averaging 23, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds.
Well, apparently the night that I used him, he was just awful. That he must have been balling out the other games.
Yeah. Well, it's actually been the last 2 games as the only reason those averages are with it. He had 19 points, 11 points. That's probably when you took him.
Yeah.
And then 34, 31. So that's why it's averaged out.
Yeah.
He's come alive.
That's the Donovan Mitchell I was expecting when I picked him. And I did not get that Donovan Mitchell at all.
I got the first one. I got the 19.1. I didn't get much.
Right. But at least it was something. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's been a pretty good playoffs. Not too many series it doesn't look like are gonna go deep except for that Nuggets Spurs in the first round.
Which I remember you and I talking off camera. I told you I had no idea who to take in that series.
Right.
That was the toughest one to me. It was just hate betting. It's like betting against Belichick. Betting against Pop just isn't smart.
Yeah, like even if like the Patriots all of a sudden, like I feel like if Belichick stayed and Brady retires, which he obviously will eventually, but I don't know if Belichick will stay or if Belichick's going to retire when Brady retires or what.
Right.
But like that's like if Belichick made it in there as like, you know, the last wild card is the 6th seed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would still feel like I need to pick the Patriots. Like, I just wouldn't be... Like, it's just so hard to bet against him, you know?
Mm-hmm. They're definitely the 2 best coaches, I think, in professional sports right now.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, especially in the NBA, a lot of coaches get the luxury of having just loaded teams. Like... Not that I think Steve Kerr's a bad coach, but say Steve Kerr goes to the Phoenix Suns right now.
Yeah.
Is he turning them into a stud team? No, probably not.
No, but that actually, my long argument had been, and a lot of people don't agree, is that Doc Rivers is the 2nd best coach. But I thought this year he proved it.
I think Doc Rivers is a great coach.
Who else gets the Clippers into the playoffs?
I've always thought Doc Rivers has been a great coach. I think he did a great job. I mean, obviously he had the luxury also of having star players with Boston, but
he did what he was supposed to do. You got to the championship twice. You won one of them. The third time, one of them got hurt, and they didn't make it. Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick got hurt, so they missed out, and Orlando ended up beating them because you had nobody to guard Dwight Howard. So, I mean, he was on his way to go to 3 straight championships with a loaded team. That's what you expect.
Right. And, like, I'm not, like, a huge fan of Eric Spoelstra, honestly. I feel like a lot of people were, like, high on Eric Spoelstra. But, like, you had LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like you could put any coach in there, and they would have been just as good.
I thought last year bode well for him because they didn't have much and he made the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't consider any of them bad coaches, but like, I feel like Popovich is just always there. And
he's just, there's like level. He's so much above, even if you want to argue Doc or Brad Stevens too, he's way above them.
Yeah.
Like, not even close, really. But it's kind of like the NFL. I mean, who's really second to Belichick?
Probably Doug Peterson.
Moving on.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
Here's Gary again. Get him off the damn.
There you go. Go.
Gary came
all right. I'm back, fellas.
All right.
Well, we already touched on NHL playoffs. And that's about all we want to touch on that.
See you next year.
It's too hot to handle right now.
I think every one seed went down. Any team that won their division went down. Even the Syracuse Crunch lost first round.
Come on, Crunch,
Who?
get it together.
Lost to the Cleveland Monsters. The fuck are the Cleveland Monsters?
Well, I'm
They have
scared
a
of
cool.
them.
They have a cool name.
No, it's like what are we playing? Fucking Space Jam over here? The Cleveland Monstars.
It's very generic. You could have picked any kind of monster.
Yeah, could have. Should have gone with like Gremlins or something.
Well, always go with Gremlins.
I figured you'd like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about NASCAR from a couple weeks ago? And
Yeah, we had Richmond, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Richmond race. So it was a short track. We already have touched on that skilled drivers tend to win those tracks. And Truex and his team finally got their shit together. Truex got a win. And the Busch brothers didn't win. Because Kurt Busch and Kyle were favored again. It was another actually interesting race. Quite a few wrecks. We had our picks. I was a little nervous going into this week, not going to lie. I wasn't sure what the future held for me. Taking Newman, I thought was risky. But he was okay. He got a 28. And then Kevin there took Joey Logano. Logano actually fought pretty hard for that win to try to get it from Truex.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't quite do it.
Got me
I had to
enough
watch.
points
I
on
was
that.
moving that day, so I had to watch a replay of the final laps. I saw Logano fighting, and then Steffan took Suarez, which I'm sure he knew was risky. He's a mid-tier, but he got you 25, which
His
I'm
lowest
happy with a
point
28 from
total of
Newman.
the year.
You just got to get mid-20s from those guys.
yeah,
Got his
If you
lowest
get a
point
30,
total.
that's amazing.
Wow.
But if you get a mid-20, that's what you want.
I was trying to ride my run. I was like, you know what? Let me take one of these mid-tier guys and see if I can just, get that same 30-point.
Yeah, you
Lock
getting
that.
out of 35 out of Bowman and a 34 out of Byron is ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's going to be hard for Kevin and I to match when we have to take those guys.
I'm gonna get a win out of those two. So,
When you take Bowman,
yeah, haven't I already taken Bowman?
you took Boyer.
Oh,
Yeah,
alright,
take
there we go. I knew I took one of them.
I know. I get them confused too.
as of right now, Kevin,
Boyer, definitely did not pick him to win. That's
Boyer
for sure.
fucked me.
Yeah,
I'd be
compared to
in
my
the lead.
42 I got with Boyer.
I
Yeah,
would be in the lead
Well,
if it wasn't for him.
Boyer is a top tier. He can actually win races.
No,
So,
apparently he can't.
well, I got a 38. Stefan got a 42. You got him on a bad week, man.
yeah.
You took him the next week and got him 38. That was bullshit.
Well, I knew he wasn't going to crash twice. That's just the top tiers don't just wreck one race after another. So, anyways, moving on. You, Stefan, decided to move away from the mid tier and took Kurt Busch.
I got scared because I went under 30 points. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let me not fuck around no more.
We're on restrictor plate race, Talladega. Speed. That's probably why I decided to go with Denny Hamlin to win the race, and Kevin decided to take him as his pick.
He's
Denny
red
Hamlin
hot.
won Daytona earlier this year. And then the other fast track
Yep.
that isn't restrictor plate but runs fast is Texas. Denny Hamlin came in third that race. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer to take Denny on the fast tracks right now. He's obviously figured out the downforce.
Also, I'm so all in on getting Stefan 1 week out of first place that I need this to cash in. I don't even care if I come in third place again. I just don't want him to have every week in first.
Yeah.
I will probably. I mean, I feel like what's gonna happen is gonna get down to like the last couple weeks, and that's where I'm gonna end up losing it. And then I'm just gonna cry.
Corey's gonna be like, all right, I still have all these guys. Let's just throw them in, and they're all gonna win.
Or I lose it like the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Or you've really been struggling actually quite a bit.
He's been consistent the last couple.
Well, he's only won the week one time.
Yeah.
That he got a winner, obviously. I mean, that was good, but.
Well, yeah. When you take Kyle Busch, you hope you get a win.
Well, I didn't get a win.
Either did Kevin, but you guys both got in the mid 30s.
I won the week
or upper 30s.
That's what I consider. Yeah. I consider winning the week as a win for me.
Yeah.
I still haven't broken 50 with any of my guys.
This year, I'm comparing who I've taken and who Steffan
I haven't broken
has.
50 3 times.
I think I've gotten more points out of a lot of the guys. Me and Steffan have the same, so that's where I'm hoping I cash in later.
Well, I don't know if we've picked that many the same, honestly. Almirola, you beat me.
Harvick, I beat you.
Harvick, you beat me.
Kyle Busch by 1.
Kyle Busch. Yeah, I don't really count that one. Jones, I beat you. That's all we really picked.
Is Jones the only one? Oh, no, Kyle Busch. Jones, Kyle Busch, Almirola. Those are the 3 drivers we all have taken.
Yep.
Boyer. 4 drivers.
Yep, I got the most points out of Almirola. I was happy about that. Then Boyer.
But then you got the least by Boyer, which kind of counteracts that.
You guys need to get some 0s and 1s. I don't like being the only one with a
I'm
1.
not getting any 0s or 1s.
Kevin,
I'm not getting any single digits.
Kevin, if you didn't have a 1, you'd be winning.
Yeah.
Probably.
Last year, I didn't have a 1 until like the last half, and I was in 3rd place. So what the hell's going on here?
First off, technically, if he didn't get a 1, he would not technically be. If he had gotten
I said probably.
From a 17 and under, he'd still be losing. So,
but Boyer probably typically is going to get you around 30, so he should be
a lot less comfortable in first place. Let's just say that.
That would be less comfortable. I'm not comfortable in first place right now, as it is. Like,
he's only
18. I'm only 18 up right now.
On
and
him,
20.
He was trying to do
24 from the bottom.
1 wreck away.
Yeah. It's not like I'm crushing you guys. I've just been very consistently doing my job.
Oh, I know. I tied you in week 2. I had a taste the first. I want it back.
You're not going to get it back. Sorry.
My only real weapon I have on you guys is that I have Harvick left. Other than that.
Yeah, but I got 52, so I'm happy with that result.
Well, and then you got a 60 out of Keselowski. I have him left, but so does Steffan. And we aren't going to get a 60 because he's probably not going to sweep again.
Don't ever say never.
Yeah, probably not.
Never been this heated about NASCAR before.
I just want my 3-peat. That's all I care about. I don't care how I do it. I just want the 3-peat. But if I could go wire to wire to complete my 3-peat, then I'll just retire. I'm not doing it next year. You heard it here first. I'm not doing it next year. If I get a 3-peat, wire to wire 3-peat, not doing it next year.
What would be funny is if you lost it like the second to last race and still.
At that point, if I go wire to wire for the 3-peat, you guys have to battle it out just so I can watch and laugh. That's all. I don't even want to play with you guys anymore because it's like playing with fucking children. It's like playing with children at that point. Like, wasn't even the point. I go to a preschool and have them pick fucking drivers, and it'd be just the same.
I think the most disappointed. I don't care. I think Cory is the one that should be most disappointed out of all this. She's the one that actually watches all the races. Watching replays.
I don't say he necessarily watches all the races.
No.
So.
But I'm not that mad about being 24 out. Like, you guys act like I have 0 chance. I'm not even that worried.
Well, you do have 0 chance.
You should be worried.
You should be worried.
Kevin's used 5 top-tier drivers.
You're using the same strategy you've used the last couple of years, and that hasn't worked out for you. So.
Yeah.
I'm not using that strategy this year, though. I'm all over the place this year.
You don't even have a strategy, and that's your problem.
What's yours?
You don't even want to know my strategy, okay?
Look at driver averages and pick who lives.
Who he hasn't taken already.
Half the time, I don't even know who's retired and who's actually driving.
Apparently, that's the key.
That's the key, man. That's how it works with March Madness, too.
Yeah, I know.
The less you know about it, the better you do.
Must be why I'm winning UFC.
Exactly.
Well, in that case, Steffan should be winning. Well, Ben, probably.
I'm joking with UFC. That's one of the ones where I actually do know what I'm talking about, and it's panning out. What do you know?
Ben.
Ben what?
Ben just... He gets so stressed now. I don't know if you guys listen to his picks. He was just like, ah.
Is he doing any podcasts anymore, or is he?
They're not with his cousin. How about that?
Yeah, I know he's not doing. I don't know if he was doing one by himself or if he had like somebody else he was doing one with, or
he's working on stuff. I asked him that off air, or maybe on air, and I just don't remember which one's which. But
you guys are working on something?
No.
Oh.
No, I could never do a podcast with him full
No.
time. Once a month is good enough for me.
Right. Yeah, I feel like he would be tough to do one with. Just from seeing what you guys do, just
my half hour I spend every month. It's like,
yeah.
Whew, all right, I got my fill.
You got to take like a 3-hour nap afterwards just to collect your thoughts.
I'm exhausted.
All right. I think we're ready for some book it.
Book it.
Book it.
All right, so let's pull up book it here. A little NFL, a little NBA, and a little surprise at the end.
A little hot topic at the end.
Hot topic. As soon as I find my stupid cursor, I lost it, Steffan. This is my worst nightmare. My worst nightmare is happening.
I think the worst nightmare is you not being able to speak.
Yeah, well, that's a normal nightmare.
But that's like an every week thing. So.
So for our first bucket, Kyler Murray goes number 1. I don't even care if it's the Cardinals. Number 1 Thursday night.
Book it.
It's so tough.
It's a good one, Kevin.
I'm booking it. I think Arizona takes him. I don't think he's gonna get the pick traded away. So.
I think someone takes him.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but someone's taking him.
I'm gonna pass. I think
Boza?
he goes later.
You feeling Boza action? Maybe
I don't know
maybe a little Raiders trade to number 2 and somehow Murray pans out. That'd be interesting to see. If the Cardinals pass on Murray, do the Raiders trade up to 2?
Where are the Raiders at right now?
4. So it'd be just a 2-pick switch. I'm sure they would just trade like one of
Who's
their...
2 and 3? Do they need quarterbacks? Are they looking at quarterbacks?
2 and 3 is San Fran and then the Jets.
But they don't want anyone to sneak up and take
Right, obviously. So. I mean, and obviously, who's at 2 right now?
San Fran.
San Fran's at 2?
Yeah. 2 teams.
Yeah,
that
so obviously,
really
all San Fran has to do is tell the Raiders, like there's other teams interested right now.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously have to buy into it.
Yeah.
If you really wanted him. I'm sure if he doesn't go number 1, somebody will probably trade up to take him at number 2.
If he doesn't go number 1, the draft gets super interesting.
Yeah.
A little Thursday night drama on ABC.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum. That's not Grey's Anatomy. We will all like who our team takes in the first round.
I don't even know who the Eagles are looking at, so at this point, actually, there was rumor that they were looking at the Alabama running back. If they got him, I wouldn't be upset. So I guess I'll book it.
I'm gonna pass it because I don't know if you guys are gonna be happy with who they. We're booking that we all are happy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you guys will be happy, and I don't know if I'm going to be happy either. So pass it.
That's fair.
I'm gonna.
Because I don't even know, Kevin. What are you hoping for?
I don't care as long as.
So Kevin's gonna be happy. He doesn't even care.
I'm probably gonna be happy as long as it's not another kicker in the first round. I will be happy. Not gonna lie. I mean, come game or draft day, my opinion might change. But for now, I don't have an issue with whoever they take because, I mean, I'm trying to think of a position they don't need help in at least more than one player. And I'm drawing a blank here. Like, I can think of linemen. They don't need linemen, but, I mean, if there's a good one available that's young, why not?
So they're probably just going to take best on the board, right?
Yeah.
Which seems to be, I see a lot of people saying they're going to take Quinnen Williams, the defensive tackle out of Alabama.
And I'm fine with that. They have, I think they let Pierre Paul go, if I remember. I don't even remember their offense.
Do you guys still have Gerald McCoy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're just going to double up with a sick interior if you get him.
That way we have a defense again.
You won't be able to run on you. That'll stop that.
Still have David.
Yeah.
Just miss Quan Alexander. Damn.
If I was Tampa, I would hope if the draft goes like Kyler Murray number 1, then you probably don't have a shot. But that Ed Oliver kid out of Houston is amazing. Yeah. If you can somehow get him at number 5, that'd be sick.
I mean, we'll see. That's why.
Because I heard Oakland wants him because they're comparing him to Khalil Mack if Murray's not available.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't let him near any jackets on the sideline if he's not playing. That's all. All right. This one is for you, Steffan. Boston will make the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA.
It's going to be such a great series, and I can't wait. I'm going to watch as much of it as I can. It's so hard.
That's what she said.
He picked them to beat the Bucks.
I did, and I'm going to stick with it. Book that shit. Book that shit.
Fun fact, Kyrie Irving, the winningest playoff player in history.
That he is. And he will continue that winning way.
We'll see.
No, you'll see.
No, we will all witness.
Yeah, we will all witness.
That he's not.
We're all witnesses. I'm going to pass just because I need to be the basketball expert of the podcast. So.
I'm passing too. I picked the Bucks.
Fuck Giannis. Move on to the next one.
Giannis! All right,
Hope he breaks his leg first game.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
I was struggling for buckets, so now we're going a little more personal. Cory will win the NFL again this year.
Pass.
Bucket.
I'm taking that shit.
Pass.
I'm coming out strong as fuck this year.
You won it the first year.
Did I win it the first year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
That was your year. The Eagles won.
It was just last year.
Won,
swept
and you won the NFL for the podcast. Yeah. The trifecta.
Yeah. Did I win it near the end, or was I pretty much in control?
We were creating ways for you to lose, I think. Come playoff time. You still won, so. I think we were like, oh,
as long as Kevin doesn't win it and tie it all up, then I'm happy.
Ooh. Motivation. All right. Jason Kidd interviewed for the Lakers job today. Head coaching job, I should say. Will he be the next, or are you booking that he's the next head coach? Also, passing? All right.
I'm passing on that too.
I'll book it. But I did find it interesting. Let's see here. Monty Williams, Tyronn Lue, and Jawan Howard are other people that have interviewed for the position.
Hopefully they were bringing back Tyronn Lue and Monty Williams for second interviews.
I like Lue to get that job.
I do. I think he would get it too, but It is interesting that that's all like former players, basically. Like,
All right, and then in honor of last year at this time, Corey and I were doing a Marvel bracket actually today. I noticed. Avengers Endgame comes out Thursday. Steffan's caught up on this, so there's no spoilers really for him.
well, I didn't really get caught up.
Well, you watched Infinity War, so you're caught up.
All right.
Yeah, that's all you needed, really.
Yeah. You just got confused when
I just got really confused in Infinity War when everybody's pissed off at each
Why
other.
is it Iron Man
I have
talking to
no
Captain
idea
America?
why.
Why is he
I was like,
having
wait,
his...
I just watched what was it?
Ultron.
Yeah, Age of Ultron, and I was like, everybody was cool at the end, and then all of a sudden I get to Infinity War and everybody fucking hates each other. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
How come he's got a flip phone with Captain America's number in it? So, with no like spoilers, obviously, because we haven't watched it, and I don't know when I'm gonna watch it. Are we booking that Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America all die in the movie?
I'm not booking that. No.
Pass it.
I'm booking it. I'm saying all three of them are dead. Just because.
How? No,
do
so
you
you
mean
think
how?
the Avengers just ends?
It's not ending. It's moving on to the next part of the future. I think.
They're gonna move on to different Marvel characters. You think?
Yeah, you got Black Panther still. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna I've been watching way too many theories, so
Well, Chris Evans' contract was up. I do think Captain America dying is a strong possibility.
I mean, Iron Man doesn't have a contract anymore either. His
Well,
contract's
and we
done.
saw the spoiler, or at least I did.
What spoiler? Oh,
Stop.
You
Stop
watched,
now.
You
Stop
watched
now.
the actual spoiler?
Yeah, I watched the actual one.
Oh, so I watched.
I've actually seen part of the end. I know who dies.
Oh, you saw all of it? I tuned out as soon as I saw it. Oh my god, it's the actual movie.
Sorry, might have just ruined some of it for you.
Oh, well, whatever. So this is an unfair bucket. You already know.
I don't know. Well, I know.
He doesn't know about all three, though.
I don't know about all three.
Okay.
He knows something about somebody.
Something
I'm
about
guessing
someone
Iron
that we
Man.
may have just mentioned about. But needless to say, I did see that same spoiler, and I went, oh, all right. I'm just not going to watch this because I don't want the rest of the movie ruined for me since it's 3 hours.
No, it shows one of the main characters die, and I was like, shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Does
what
he die or does he die?
Yeah, you don't
That's
know.
the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see.
That's the
I just saw that there was 3 guys fighting, may or may not be included in this segment. And I was just like, oh, all right. So that confirms, like, oh, that fight's actually going to happen. So that's good.
I have another one, not necessarily a book it, but who do we think is going to pose the biggest threat to beating Thanos? The Hulk or Captain Marvel?
I don't think
So,
Captain Marvel.
Another spoiler that was announced is the Hulk's back.
I don't think Captain Marvel. Off of all the theories I've been hearing, she might actually die within the first like hour. And then it's one of those time warp where she ends up coming back after everything goes down. I think she'll be back because they just obviously introduced her character, so they're not gonna just be like, "Oh, you're done," because we all know like Spider-Man's gonna be back because they already showed the trailer of the movie off that's coming out in July. So I think there's gonna be something to do with time rewinding, and then those characters will come back, and I think whoever helps save that character may die. Or at least prevent. I don't know. There's a lot to interpret. All I've read in reviews that aren't full of spoilers is that the whole movie is gonna make you cry if you invested 21 movies worth of time into this. So
yeah, I heard several characters die. So So, are we moving into yikes?
Yeah.
Let's move into yikes.
So Steffan can cover his ears during our last segment.
Well, I got to pee really bad, so I'm going to be perfectly okay with walking away.
All right. Let's just get right into it then. Yikes number 1. I mentioned it earlier. Billy Donovan, I feel like your career as Thunder's head coach is close to being over. You have Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and you can't get it done, man. Yikes. You can't beat Portland?
Portland, who's gotten, like, swept the last 2 times they've been in the playoffs.
And Portland, who lost their starting center, who was borderline all-star all year, in Nurkic. You can't beat them? I don't know what to say, man, except yikes.
Yikes!
Yikes!
Number 2, Miami Marlins. Oh, my God. What a dumpster fire you guys are. 6-16 to start the season. You're the worst team. Derek Jeter, you're awful. Awful.
Rebuild.
And the
Don't talk about the captain like that.
The captain is not a good GM.
He's not the captain of the GMs, that's for sure.
No. Sorry, Miami. It's pitiful. Get it together. On the good side, you're only 6 games back because your whole division's garbage. So, moving on. Number 3. I'm going to give a yikes to the UFC. You had 2 fighters in some interesting situations. Rodrigo de Lima got into an altercation with like an Uber-type service driver. Got out of the car, started yelling at him. Driver hits him, runs him over, kills him.
Jesus. Yikes.
Yeah, that's yikes.
I'm sure that's what he was saying when he got ran over.
Yikes, you lost a fighter. R.I.P. de Lima. That's just a crazy situation. And maybe to even top it, you have the female fighter out on the beach taking pictures, and over in Brazil, and there is a man standing by.
Brazil.
What?
Yikes.
Yeah. It was over in Brazil. Yikes. And this man is just masturbating while she's taking your photo shoot. She proceeds to tell him to stop, and he basically says, make me. Come make me. So he goes over and punches him in the face and starts to beat him up, and then he runs away because he's getting beat up by a girl. He has since been arrested. He's telling the cops it's a big misunderstanding. He was just peeing. Big yikes all the way around on this one.
Oh, man.
So what's number 4? Is that what I'm on now?
Yep.
Damn, I forgot I drew a blank on number 4. Well, let's just go to Ben, the one I remember. Ben, yikes. You can't get more than 2 points? What is going on? I was on Steffan last week. I have to call you out at this point. It's just getting sad.
Weren't you giving Steffan another yikes?
I should, but I'm not, no.
I mean, you can if you can't think of your 4th.
Yeah. Ben, we've had 3 pay-per-views, and you're sitting at 5 points.
Champ is not here.
No, he's not here. Steffan is at 9, man. He's almost doubled your score. Where are you?
Yikes.
Yikes. Big yikes. Well, might just have to leave it at that because I'm really drawing a blank.
Well, how about this? We'll do a segue. With your 5th yikes, it could be Game of Thrones showing off someone we watched growing up in sex scene. Yikes.
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 I saw a lot of people post videos like, I couldn't even watch it. Like, I just felt wrong watching it.
Felt weird.
Thankfully, she didn't show anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or just like side boob and like the top of her butt, right? That was,
little nipple, little pointy nipple. I noticed. Yeah. I was like, whoa. And then I also like this off of Sophie Turner posted this.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys talk Game of
In
Thrones.
honor of Easter, I guess Game of Thrones wanted the storyline to have a little Easter bunny hopping into that pussy. And that's pretty.
She was drinking wine. Do we
Yeah,
think she
her
was
tongue was dyed red too. I was like, how much has she had to drink? Let's look at her tongue. All right, it's pretty dark. More than one wine has been consumed. I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the bigger shocker is she's a natural blonde.
Yeah. So, while Stefan's gone, let's talk spoilers. Spoiler notice for any listeners, if we still have those. Spoiler is up on the screen, so we are free to talk. If you hate us, then I don't even know why you're listening in the first place. So obviously first episode, everyone's like, oh hey, oh so this is happening, cool. This is happening, cool. Everyone's caught up. Then last Sunday was everyone's now waiting for this next episode, basically. Brewer was super excited about it, obviously.
This next episode is, I believe I text you, it's supposed to be some epic war scene, right?
I mean, the last time they said an epic war scene was coming was during...
When Tyrion got slashed in the face.
No, it was that whole episode where the wildlings tried to attack the wall, I think. Is the last time.
Okay. I was thinking about the Jon Snow episode.
No.
When he battled the dead.
You know what? I remember now. It wasn't that one. It was when the White Walker raised the dead. That fight.
Yeah,
that was the first one where they were like, "This is the whole episode. Enjoy."
Yep, that was one of my favorite episodes.
With that being said, they set up a lot of characters. Someone's gonna die, obviously, and a lot of them. Well,
I was gonna say, what's the over/under on the main characters surviving?
Well, let's see here. We got the Dead Worm. Is that his name? The Unsullied guy.
Yeah.
And the girl. One of those two is gone because they're making plans in the future. And if you're making plans in the future, one or both are gonna go.
I think they're both gone.
You think both?
Yeah.
That was another thing they were talking about a lot. The crypts. The crypts are safe. They kept saying that, and a lot of people are theorizing.
I think the crypts are going to end up being a death trap because there's already the dead down there.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are theorizing. I kind of... my question...
So moving on, do we think Sam dies?
Sam, I think he stays... He's down in the crypt, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That could be a heartbreaker.
I think whatever happens in the crypt, he's going to prevent it from spreading out. Whether or not that means he's sacrificing himself, I think he will at least stand up to whatever comes that way. I feel like he's gonna save little Sam and what's her face, Gilly.
Yeah,
probably die. Something that happened during this last episode was Jon Snow told Dany.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I was screaming at my TV when it was happening because it decided to pause right... Literally. His next words were, oh, well, she's actually not my aunt. She's my mom. She wasn't raped, by the way.
Well, I like how she was just beginning to tell... Well, she goes, well, that means you have a piece of the Iron Throne or a claim to the Iron Throne, and then someone barges in.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but...
Yep. So, that is starting to lead me to believe in the theory that Dany dies.
Well, there's also the weird claim that Gendry has to the throne.
Yep. But if you look, it would be Jon Snow first. More than anything.
Yep.
Then I think Dany, and then Gendry. I don't think Gendry really cares. I don't think he wants it. So
I don't either.
I see him making it alive, even though he just hooked up with Arya.
I got this weird theory, which he ended up being. Vegas is already betting on this. Who's the Iron Throne? And the overall number one is actually who I thought would get it before I noticed that he was the odds favorite in Bran.
I don't think Bran. I just think he's going to be the knowledge keeper, or he might die. Who knows? I will say this. I'm starting to remember my theory about Jon Snow and Dany. I think they actually do both make it, because I feel like, and this is in a perfect world too, I feel like she's going to be the one that helps Jon become king.
I do too.
I feel like they're going to both take Cersei on, and they're going to be like, oh, we're going to go after you. And then Jon Snow is going to like stab her in the back and take the throne.
I think Arya dies.
I think so too. I think that's what that scene was about. Basically,
Yep.
It was like, yep.
I think Sansa dies too.
I don't think she does. And my theory on that is based off of the fact that, what's his face? Jonas knows how it ends. Her husband or fiance or whatever he is, had to sign an NDA because he was there on the series finale shot. So,
Oh, Joe Jonas.
yeah, Joe Jonas. Yeah. So I think she has something to do with it. I think maybe Jon gives.
My question is, who protects her then? Do we think Brienne dies saving her?
That's a good question. She got knighted this last
Yes.
episode, so I feel like she's gonna die too because of that. And
I think her and Jaime both die.
I don't think Jaime dies. I think Jaime is the one that kills Cersei. Actually, I feel like it's coming. He's gonna
That
catch
would be awesome.
what's his face. He's gonna catch
such a
Bronn, and Bronn's gonna be like, "Hey, your sister's coming after you guys," you know. I think he's
I
gonna.
was hoping Tyrion's the one that kills her, but it could be Jaime.
I think Bronn's gonna tip those two off. I don't think he's actually gonna kill. I think his moral compass will finally come back.
Who's? Tyrion's?
No, Bronn's.
Oh, Bran's. Yeah.
Let's see here. That covers that. I feel like the ship guy, the one that survived, brother or the
Grey
bastard,
Wolf, Greyjoy.
Theon?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about? No, I was talking.
You talking about his uncle or his cousin there?
No, the guy that was the ship smuggler that survived the bastard brother and the brother of King's Landing, Battle of King's Landing, excuse me.
Why am I drawing a blank on this character?
Who's
he with right now?
Well, now he is with Jon Snow and Daenerys, but he was with Jon Snow, and before that he was with Baratheon.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I feel like he's gone.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
That's going to be a sad one, because I liked him.
What about, did you mention the guy with the patch that can make fire from his hands?
No, I did not.
I think he dies. Although I think he has an awesome war.
Yeah.
He probably kills a bunch of them.
He probably takes out the Night King and dies.
Yeah, he could.
Let's see here. Who's the other one? So, Greyjoy?
What about the guy that was like Jaime? Was it Jaime's? Jaime's like right-hand man for a while. We got to see a scene of him where he's with a whole bunch of girls in the bed. And then someone breaks in and says they need him to go kill Jaime.
That's Bronn.
That's not Bronn.
Right?
Oh, you were talking Bronn and Bran? The
Yeah.
two different ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Bran, sorry. It's so hard. So many characters to keep track of.
Yeah.
But that's I think the best part about what makes Game of Thrones is that it built so much of a story that now it's finally coming down to these last like 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Hound dies?
I think he may. See, you think Arya's gonna die? I think he might save Arya and actually die this time.
I think he's gonna die fighting his brother.
So you think he's gonna make it through?
I think the mountain or whatever kills him.
So, you're saying he survives this war, though?
Survives the war.
The Winterfell, Battle of
Yeah.
Winterfell.
I think he dies with the Cersei war.
That's fair. I could see that.
I can't figure out who's gonna kill the mountain, but I don't think it's the Hound.
That was the last time we saw him, and whoever passed him was just like.
Yeah. Oh, it was the guy that went and had sex with Cersei there. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah.
That's great. That's Greyjoy's or whatever's cousin there.
Yeah, the uncle.
Yeah, the uncle. The cockiest man on the show.
And we know, like, Theon has not come through at all. And does he not come through and lets Bronn get killed?
I think Theon's junk. I never liked his character. I don't like it at all.
No. But
I have another question. If you had to rate villains, do you rate the Night King ahead of Ramses? Because to me, Ramses, before they killed him off, I thought was going to be the villain of Game of Thrones. And I don't know. I feel like I hated him a lot more. The Night King has like this weird likable quality.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ramses was just so evil. I couldn't wait for him to die.
Yeah. But I think I'm with you, and I kind of almost thought he was going to survive no matter what.
I did too. I really thought he was going to be the main villain, somehow team up with... I guess Cersei is the main villain. Yeah. But if he somehow teamed up with Cersei, I thought that was going to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to tell sometimes just because of how many twists and turns this thing has taken us. I think that's part of the joy of watching this show.
Did you read up on George Martin, how he was going to actually write Arya's character?
No.
She wasn't in his books. He wanted to. I mean, he obviously isn't there. He's way behind the show. His original idea was for Jon Snow and Arya to fall in love and marry.
I mean, I could see it with the reunion, how it could happen.
That originally was supposed to be much more like physical than the TV show decided to do it.
Literally.
And then they went in a different direction. They talked him into, the creators of Game of Thrones right now talked him into not going that direction.
Interesting.
But we all know that he likes incest.
Yeah. So.
Speaking of liking incest.
Oh. What the hell?
I guess
definitely have never stated that. Never will state that.
I mean, that mainly concerns you or Ryan's wife. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Could be his mom, man.
Hey.
That wouldn't concern me at all.
No?
To each their own.
Oh, man.
I don't know where this conversation went.
Anyways, how's the Costco pizza?
It's fucking phenomenal. How you know it's Costco?
Just the look.
I know all pizza of up north.
You can't even see the pizza.
I can see the pizza.
That's the fresh stuff.
Is it Costco pizza?
It is.
That's not the take and bake one, is it?
Huh?
That's the fresh one, the one made there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
It is. It's my third slice. I ate 2 while I was down there.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see which of our predictions come true next week.
We should have wrote all the characters down and put down dead or alive. But
yeah. Well, I'll do something so we can keep track. I'll listen to it on the airplane or something and be like, all right, which ones did we miss? And then I'll send it to you.
All right.
Won't send it to Steffan.
Send it to me too.
No, okay.
What does it matter? He can guess who's dead or not anyways.
I guess, yeah.
He won't even know anybody, though. He'll
More
know
of a
like 5 of the
spoiler
characters.
of who's still alive than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just their season 5. Hey, where's this person? I can't even remember who died in season 5.
I think I'm gonna get into The Walking Dead now.
Now?
Now that the hype train's over.
There's a reason why it's over.
Yeah.
Now it's just like watching a bad car wreck. You can't just...
Although I heard this season's actually been decent, but...
Well, this season was decent. I didn't have too much of issue with it. I'm more interested in like the last 2 episodes and how everything happened. But that's...
I didn't know you were actually still following it.
Yeah, I still follow it.
I stopped after like a couple years ago.
I mean, it's not like one of those like, oh, I gotta watch it Sunday night. It's
Right,
like
right.
Thursday night, and I'm like, well, we don't have anything to watch. It's still, we can watch Walking Dead, and it's like, or The Office, or that 70s show, or
Right.
Friends. Like, it's all depending on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
But we're all
kinda-
caught up through that.
It's kind of how I am with Game of Thrones. Oh.
How dare you?
I haven't been watching it live on Sunday.
I watch it as soon as it becomes available on HBO Go.
Yeah, I've been watching it on Mondays.
Mainly because I don't want to see any of the spoilers.
Yeah, that's always the tough thing. If you don't watch
yeah.
it like the night of.
Luckily on Twitter, nobody, or at least anybody I follow, spoiled it, except I knew that Arya must have had sex. Because everyone
Right. That was about the only thing. That's probably the only thing I've seen out of the first 2 episodes.
Is it
Like,
still trending?
like people posting a lot about.
Yeah. This one I probably should watch live, because after this episode, everyone's going to start talking. Because this is going to be the war, so...
Should I just watch this episode? Just skip all the rest of it. Just watch.
You'll basically know from here on out what's going on.
You could honestly watch just the first 2 episodes and you'll be caught up. Because the first episode catches you up on who's alive, how they got there. And the second one is just like, oh, so here it is. With the night before.
Because this second episode was all like prep, a total prep episode.
Right.
It shows you every character, where they're at, what they're going to do, waiting for the war.
Yeah.
Which ones are planning for the future, thinking they're getting out of this alive, and which ones where you think might something's going to happen.
Well, I mean, I think they probably are all planning they're getting out of there alive. Is anybody really going into it thinking I'm going to die?
There's about 3 groups of people, and only one of said group actually believes they're going to make it.
Really?
And
by
groups,
like
it's
legit
2
think
people.
Like if legit said like we're going to die, we're not making it out of this.
Yeah,
life.
they were like all like doing like a last cheers, like they were all on their deathbed, and then Tyrion, I know you don't care, goes, I think we're going to live, and everyone started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I mean, obviously someone's gonna live. Otherwise, what's the other 3 episodes gonna be?
Yeah, right.
The Night King.
The Night King taking on Cersei, maybe, but
yeah, wouldn't that be a loop?
Yeah.
If everyone just dies and then everyone's just watching the Night King versus Cersei.
Can she do it?
Which, by the way, he is number 5 on Vegas odds for taking the Iron Throne.
I mean, there's that rumor that he is a Targaryen, so...
Yeah. He could be, what's his name? Her dad.
I don't think... We saw who it was. I think it was in Season 5. We see who they turned the Night King, who was...
Yeah, we see Bran. Yeah, we get to see Bran.
Wait, so Steffan still doesn't know Hodor?
Do you even know Bran's ability?
Well, yeah, I've heard you guys talk. I've heard people talk about it. Yeah,
but you know Hodor? Did you see that episode yet?
I know who he is. I don't know how he died. I heard he dies, but I don't know how he dies.
Okay. Has something.
Yeah, you just stop talking about it and just let me get caught up on it in like a year or 2. And...
No, No, that's
So in 2 years
not
we
my
can talk about
problem. You've had a year or two to catch up.
I need a year or two more.
I will pass on the first 2 episodes. I'll give you that pass. But anything before that, It's the longest 2 years of my life waiting for the season to start.
Just have a lot of other things to watch, okay?
Like The
What's your
Office
main
for
thing
the
that you're watching
10th
right now?
time.
The main thing I'm watching right now,
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't have any main things I'm watching
Oh.
right now.
So it could be Game of Thrones.
But I
Good
need to
try.
finish watching True Detective. I need to watch Westworld Season 2. I need to watch Letterkenny. I need to watch...
What's more important, active TV shows or shows that are coming to an end?
Was Westworld canceled?
No.
Oh.
No, so that's not
They're coming
to
back
an
in
end.
2020.
True Detective isn't coming to an end. Letterkenny is still filming. So those are all still active shows. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not important.
Kevin doesn't rank them highly. He has GOT first.
I know he has
right,
GOT.
right now, GOT. I got to get the Game of Thrones.
Listen, you should just be happy that I'm caught up on Avengers. I made
That
that
is-
jump.
That is
Kinda.
impressive.
I made that jump because I can't tell you how many times that I've been invited to go see Marvel movies and I haven't gone. And I know nothing about what's going on in the Marvel world.
Well, at least after this movie, it's going to be like a reset, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, so they're just going to start all over again?
Start with different characters.
I
that's
think
all.
they're gonna just start introducing new characters.
They're already talking about how, like, the next, like, Infinity War / Endgames is going to be, like, the Secret War or whatever. So...
I just want Deadpool to finally be introduced to the Marvel world. All right, like actually in it. He is Marvel.
He was
Put him in it.
X-Men. He was an X-Men.
How about this? All right. I don't even think I've ever fully watched the first Deadpool. I
Wow.
definitely haven't watched the second Deadpool.
They're
'Cause
two of the big
I'm
ones.
99% sure I slept through the majority of Deadpool 1. Kevin, you alright? Kevin, we still
He
talking?
can't talk to you.
That's good.
On that
Good.
note,
I need to go eat more pizza anyway.
someone needs
I
to
need
go catch up on movies.
I need to go.
TV shows.
8 o'clock.
For a show we thought was gonna be short, we almost hit 2 hours. So
Yeah.
there we go. Like always, whenever we think it's gonna be a nice, easy, breezy one, it's always a marathon. It was a good one. I liked it.
I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks. I had to talk.
Had to.
We got through Game of Thrones without spoiling anything for Steffan while I was gone, at least.
Tried to.
Don't
Except
watch
when he
this
rewatches our episode, because I
Yeah.
know he does every
Yeah.
week.
He's one of our 14 watches every week.
Absolutely.
Someone's watching, so thank you. I don't know who you
Our
are.
last episodes, there was starting to be a decent amount of views.
Yeah, it's not live. I know that. I see one pop up once in a while, but thank you. We should start saying this more towards the beginning because I feel like they don't watch us the full length.
Yeah.
Well, apparently people don't like me, so when I'm not on, you get views.
Maybe you are the views. Who knows?
Maybe we should go back to the OG version.
The OGs with guest star once in a while.
Yeah, star once in a while.
I mean, at least
Every other week.
I'll have a shot at NFL then. So.
Maybe we'll swap you in. Every other week we'll have Ben and Cory.
Well, every other week, if I make UFC picks, you guys might have a chance.
If it's every other week, Ben, it's once every month for Kevin then.
Oh shit.
Alright, well, next week we'll have our draft reactions probably.
Yeah.
Let's do a bracket. Do a
All
bracket next
stories
week.
from Austin.
What bracket are we doing?
I don't know.
Figure it out.
Top number 1 picks ever.
32 of them.
Hey,
All right, do it.
let's do it.
How about just out of the last 32 years? We'll make it easy.
Let's do that. Let's do
That way
that.
we
That's
don't
fine.
have to rank anyone. Stefan, work your magic on the
I'll
bracket.
work my magic. You know how I do.
NHL playoffs gone too soon.
Until playoffs, just go away. You're drunk. Go home.
Always cool though.
Hey, town.
I was gonna-
Except when we play you. Billy, coming for your ass.
Fuck
Okay.
Philly.
Peace out, guys.
Only this time of the year, right?
Yep.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.